It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
There's a camera. Remember, speaking of thousands of people, only there's not that many. We're now joined in the infield media center interview room by today's second fast driver number 48, Lowe's Chevrolet, Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie, tell us about your run.
Man, it's tough to get serious when there's nobody sitting in here. Very, very good effort for us. Unfortunately, just a couple hundredths off of what we needed to do to get the pole, but strong day, strong effort, and great starting spot. A lot of the chasers seem to have some difficulties with qualifying today, and hopefully we could take advantage of the good track position, a good pit stall pick, and turn that into a lot, get some momentum going our way on Sunday, I guess.
We'll open up questions in the media. State your name and affiliation with the mic, if you don't mind.
Hey, Jimmy, Randy Kovich, Kansas City Star. Why do you think we're all the chasers? You feel a little lonely up there?
I like it that way. The track was slick all day long. I was shocked to see some of the guys where they ended up qualifying because they looked better than that in practice. But I think qualifying was challenging today. The sun sat on the track, and if you didn't get your stuff just right, it was an eventful qualifying lap.
We're also joined today by today's third quick driver the number 8 U.S. Army Chevrolet, Mark Martin. Mark, tell us about your run.
Well, it's once again just a great day at the races with the number 8 U.S. Army Chevy team. They've just given me such great cars to work with, and so much fun to go to the racetrack, go to work every day. I look forward to it every day, and once again they give me a very, very strong race car, and we look forward to tomorrow and Sunday.
We'll resume questions from the media. Go back to Ron.
Jimmy, do you think the chase, well, first of all, what kind of advantage do you think this will give the track position? And second of all, do you think that the chase guys were setting their car up more for Sunday as opposed to non-chasers maybe for qualifying?
I mean, it's tough to speculate what people's strategies are, but everybody knows how important track position is and qualifying is. I thought that the 18, the 99, the 31, I thought some of those guys were much stronger than where they posted today in qualifying. I thought they were better than that in practice. So I was shocked to see some of them that on the right side of the board on the computer screen and then towards the bottom of it. There's no telling, and this is just one day of 3, and the important day is Sunday. We've qualified, where did we qualify? 20th. We qualified poorly in one of the races recently, and before we knew it, we were right up in the thick of things. So it doesn't mean that it's a layup weekend and we're going to pick up points on the other chase competitors, but every little bit helps. The clean air that we will have starting up in the front row is something we can't emphasize enough as drivers how important that is and how helpful that is. And if we can stay up there all day long and make the fine adjustments to the car to race for the win, I think we'll be in great shape. What's tough is when you start that deep in the pack, the balance of the car changes a lot, and what you need as far as your setup is the closer you get to the front, the more it changes. And if you get to the front with 100 to go or 50 to go, I have found I'm usually 2 or 3 changes behind the fast guys, and it takes us a while to close that gap. So if you can start up front and run there all day long, you're fine-tuning. If you start in the back, once you get up there, you've got to readjust your car and find the balance, and then close that gap, all the small little pieces to it.
Louis Frank, ESPN.com. Jimmie, you come here once a year, and this track has some strange mojo going. You had a fuel race with Tony Stewart a couple of years ago, and last year, rain and fuel. How do you prepare for the unexpected here?
Anymore, that's just racing. Especially in our sport, you have so many good teams and good strategies that come together. It's it's rare that it just runs on and the strongest car wins the race. Even the guy that leads the most laps typically doesn't win anymore. It's a good track. I guess I've forgotten about the weather issues that we had and the fuel mileage stuff. When I think of this racetrack, I think of great racing, think of a slick surface, which I enjoy. I also am encouraged because we can race up by the wall and down by the white line. And it's, for a relatively new track, it's nice to see the asphalt age like it has and the options we have out on the racetrack. I really enjoy coming here and excited to be here.
All right, we'll go here, and then we got Reed and David, and then we'll come to the back.
Jimmie, are we at the point, the biggest challenge for guys that are mired down in the chase isn't so much the points that they're back, but the fact they've got 10, 11 guys ahead of them. Does that become a bigger challenge necessarily than the actual deficit?
It does. I've heard that reference over the years, and maybe it's more difficult than I give it credit for, but I've always looked at my distance to the guy that's leading the thing and haven't really worried about the guys in between. I just have looked at the deficit that I've had. But when you get down to the end of it, I guess your odds change a lot when you're racing 4, 5, 6 guys that are, equal gap or whatever from the leader. But I haven't focused too much on that side of it. I just look at how far I'm down.
Let me just jump in. Mark, you got nationwide practice?
Yeah.
Any questions for Mark first? Okay, let's go to David and then Jim. I'll come back over.
Obviously, the chase is going to be part of the story. The other part of the story is Juan on the pole, you third, Bill Elliott eighth. There's a lot of stories for people that aren't involved in the chase, and some people who don't pay much attention to racing don't understand why you guys are even racing if the chase is here. But I mean, you've got we all know how much you want to win for your team. Juan needs that team needs something to happen. There's a lot for you guys to keep racing for, right?
Well, it's just it's how it's covered today. I obviously was in the chase every year that they had it, and I was kind of used to. I'm not really used to, qualifying second or third and not having anybody ask me any questions or finishing in the top 5 2 weeks in a row and not even being interviewed after the race. That seems different than the way I remembered it, but maybe next year will be different. It's okay. It's what it is. I'm a fan too. I'm watching the chase too, but I think we all are racers. All of us are competitors. And when Jimmie was saying, about how important, starting up front helps. It's not everything. At the end of the day, you have to remember we're all competitors. And if I qualified in the back today, I'd say I didn't work on race setup or on qualifying either. But to be real honest with you, the guys that qualified in the back tried just as hard as all the rest of us. So it's a real competitive game, and obviously I love it. I have passion for it. So,
Jim.
Yes, Marcus, Jim Pedley, the Kansas City Star. What was happening out there today where we could account for Juan Pablo winning the pole here? I mean, was it track conditions or just...
No, Juan was fast in practice now, guys. That didn't come out of nowhere. He was very strong through, in practice, very fast. And that didn't come... But, I was thinking on the way over here, Juan hasn't had the best year, but he's set on a pole, and I've had a really good year, but I've only qualified second 5 times. I can't get one. And he jumps up there in one day and does it. So congratulations to him. But, they were fast in practice. He laid the lap down. It didn't come out of nowhere.